So today I want to talk about a class that's called evolutionary ecophysiology. It's a final year undergraduate course in biology that we have at Université Laval in Quebec. So two of the main objectives of the course are to apply the scientific approach to study physiological systems and work in a team on a research project and manage interactions between members. So to achieve these goals, we have weekly laboratory sessions in which student teams decide on a research question and do all the steps of a research project over a semester. They focus on the short-term impact of a human-induced rapid environmental change. Usually they will study some part of climate change, pollutants, change in a abiotic environment. And we use Daphnia as our model species. And I teach the lab with a permanent employee of the department that prepares all the labs, called Marie-Ève. So we manage group work. We have around 40 students every year. So we have 7, 8 teams or 5, 6 persons, and they choose their own team. And here you have this 15-week semester, and you can see that for the first 7 lab sessions, they learn about research steps. They will learn about the literature review, writing a question, hypothesis and predictions, experimental design, writing a protocol, the list of material, creating a real data file that they can use for statistics, and using R for figures and statistics. And they also use R during those weeks. And they also learn about the importance of teamwork and how to manage conflicts. And of course, they also have to prepare their projects. They have to prepare their research question, their experimental design, their protocol, and their R analysis. And after doing the experiments over 3 weeks that you see in orange, there's 1 week with no lab where they can work together on their analysis, and then they present a 7-minute talk as a team on week 14. Oops. So how do they learn about all of this? We have videos I made on different topics. They do head puzzle quizzes. They have written instructions. They can test their R knowledge using, we have an interactive website that we built on the Shiny app that gives them feedback on their coding. And also I give in-lab lectures. So assessment, the lab is worth 30% of their final grade, and I grade everything. Assessment is a mix of team and individual marks within that 40%. They will have written text, oral presentation, some coding in R, and reflexive work. Part of it is really traditional grading with a rubric that they have, and part of it is points for submitting something. So the first part is they're learning about the different steps of research with a scaffolding, if you want. Each team submit works. You see all the green arrows, work related to what we learned during that session. And so they slowly build the content to do their whole project. So they get towards their goals in several steps without chasing grades, because this you only get points only for submitting something as a team. And now we assess components of research. First, they have a research proposal to write as a team with references. They submit it on week 5, and I make a video of their text while I give feedback with the rubric, so they can submit it 2 weeks later, an improved version. And that's the one I grade. And then also they do the oral presentation as a team. They can be 2 presenters if they want. It's 7 minutes. So it's the same grading components as the research proposal, plus what they are supposed to present for their results. And also at the end of the semester, they submit an individual version of the project summary and a new proposal of what would be the next experiment to do. So they're graded individually on this. And we also give them marks for doing reflexive work on their teamwork. So how we manage uncertainty of research outcomes? So I grade the structure of the talk and that everything is there, but it doesn't matter if they have results or not. So because things happen. And when they present their individual project summary and new proposal, they can pretend that the experiment worked, or they can pretend it didn't and they want to go in another direction, for example. So I want to end with successes and challenges. So for most of them, it's their first research experience, because usually in the summer they work to pay for their university. They don't have time to do the 2-semester undergraduate thesis for credits that we have, because they have to work to go to school. It builds confidence that you can do a master. Many of them have told us that. The majority of our students at our university are first-generation students. Each step is feasible, and the scaffolding for them leads to the big project without being too big. They often say it lowers their anxiety, and they learn that science is trying and failing, and it's okay. And the training on teamwork is useful every year, you can say, unfortunately or fortunately, but we manage conflict every year with that. And the challenge would be that they wished for more time. So they only have 3 weeks with the Daphnia, and they would love to have more time to do that. So that's it.
Great, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Aubin-Horth? Oh, yes, Renee, you had your hand raised?
Yes, sorry, finding all the buttons.
Mhm.
I'm curious about your teamwork and conflict, I guess, training or any assessment and reflection that went into that.
So the teamwork training is really based on learning what a team is and what is the use of conflict that it can build a better team. So it's over several weeks that we talk about it for half an hour, say during the lab session. And at the week 7, they have to reflect on how the team worked up to now, because they have to assign roles to everyone, and they decide if they want to keep the schedule and keep the way they are communicating. And at the end of the semester, it's their own personal role within the team. It's an individual reflection.